Okay, so recently I decided to have a little check and little peek into my ancestry. I don't know why, because I know I'm white as fuck, and I probably have absolutely no blood apart from British and Irish inside of me. But I thought no harm in taking a little look, and so I just decided even to take a little peek. And the website that I decided to use was 23andMe. I'd heard lots of many good things about it on many different websites. I just thought that in general it looked good, the logo looks good, it was very well presented, and even if I was just super white, it had many other functions too, like the traits which tell you if you're going to go bold or not. Spoiler, I'm not. Yeah, so let's go on to the next slide and show you my ancestry. Okay, so some of this came as a bit of a surprise to me. I'm sure you could tell which part probably did, because I mentioned two of them earlier. I didn't mention the other one, Ashkenazi Jewish. I did not expect that there. I did not expect that to be there at all. So it shocked me a bit when I saw it. But anyway, yes, Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm not just British and Irish. So if you insult me, you're anti-Semitic. I'm just kidding, because that was really negligible. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at my United Kingdom ancestry, where I'm from in the UK. So as you can see, in Ireland I'm mostly from Cork, and in the UK I'm mostly from about Manchester area. I'm from a bit of the West Midlands too. Also London, can't forget that. If your screen's a bit too light, here's a darker version, which will be easier to see for you. It shouldn't be too dark, but just dark enough to see the actual thing, which some screens are not. I'm not too diverse, but it left me thinking. This was really boring. It was just British, Irish, and Ashkenazi Jewish. My parents had told me there was a chance that there was some Iberian, like Spanish, Portuguese in me, because during the Spanish Armada, when they came back around Britain and some people got stuck in the Irish Sea, it was suspected that some people who were Spanish decided to come and mingle with my family. So, it's too boring, I thought, we can improve this. So I had a little think to myself, I can do better than this, I can do much better than this. I can be more diverse. And so I did a little bit of Googling, and I came to this website, GED Match, or GED Match, however you want to say it. I don't really care, because I do care, but I don't know what to say. So yeah, I settled on GED Match, and this was because many websites I saw had recommended it, especially after doing 23andMe or Ancestry from Ancestry.com. So after some careful reading of the TOS to make sure they didn't sell my data, I decided to go with it. And the results were, I tell you, extremely surprising. So as you can see, I'm already a lot more diverse than I am in the last one, with some really strange ones sprinkled in. Not strange because of the nationality, but strange for me. So I've made this little pie graph where I can click each individual section to just have a look at generally. So let's have a look at each one, shall we? Let's go through each one of them in order. My little mouse up here. Okay, so we start off at Amerindian. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Amerindian? I don't know. But yeah, that's like, I think it's close to like Native American, but I think it counts for like the whole of the Americas. But I found a relative in Guatemala, so I'm just assuming my Amerindian ancestor is coming from Central America. So I assumed it was safe to just go with these because I didn't want to put all of the Americas countries. Yeah, so I'm only 0.60%, which is barely anything. This didn't surprise me too much considering the Spanish thing I talked about earlier. It's from the Basque country, which is in Spain. There's a tiny bit in France, but it's only a bit. Sorry to insult any French people living in the Basque region, or who are Basque. There's also Central European, which I was very shocked about. I didn't expect to have any of these in my ancestry. And just to remind you, this isn't my blood, this is my ancestors. So I could have ancestors from Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Czechia, Denmark, Luxembourg. Doesn't mean I had it from all of them. But I may have had one, like I could have a Czechian super duper great uncle, giga uncle, one might call it. But yeah, Central European. And not much less, East Central European from Poland, Slovakia and Hungary. And considering that my Ashkenazi Jewish also included Hungary, I'm guessing that is probably where my Ashkenazi Jewish, whatever he is to me, from the 1800s, came from Hungary. There's also Fennoscandian, which I assume must have come from the Vikings. So it came from Norway, Sweden, Finland, and a little tiny peninsula in Russia. And not just a peninsula, but also Finland 2.0. Sorry to anyone who lives in Karelia. Yeah, that's not exactly a small percentage either. It's about 8.5%. So on to the next one. It's French. The disgusting race. I don't want to be French. I don't know why I'm French. I assume it's part of the Norman invaders from 1066. But they came from France and Belgium, because lots of Belgium speaks French and stuff, and lots of them are French. So I decided it was a safe bet to put Belgium with the French. Yeah, and this was also quite a sizable percentage Iberian, which I thought was quite cool, because it's not just Spain, it's also Portugal and Andorra. I'm not even sure if Andorra is Iberian, but I didn't want to put it with France, because disgusting, and insult the Andorran people. But no, I could be Andorran, I could be Spanish, I could be Portuguese, who knows? My ancestors do, but they're dead, so Anyway, we're on to Italian now. I'm 2% spaghetti, which is quite cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Anyway, on to the next one. North African, which is 0.5%. I was really surprised at this. I did not think in any of my ancestors would have any North African genes. Like, they could have been from Egypt or Libya or Algeria, Tunisia. How do you actually pronounce that? I think it's Tunisia. I'm not sure. And Morocco. So, yeah, that's a pretty interesting one, I would say. And then, not a surprise, North Atlantic, 13.17%, which is, however, less than Spanish, which is, Iberian even, which is really strange. But yeah, Ireland and Iceland, I doubt they're from Iceland, though. And then I have North Sea, which is obvious, it's the UK, it's 25.5%, which I'm British. I'm British born and bred, apart from the fact that I'm literally not, as this pie graph shows. Anyway, this next one, these next two even, pretty surprising. South Asian. I am 0.15% South Asian. By the way, this doesn't include India, as you'll see in the next one. It includes, though, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. So, that's really strange, I think. So, I'm going to guess it's because of the British Empire, so that pretty much rules out Afghanistan, Nepal, and Bhutan, so it's probably one of these two, who were one of my ancestors. Considering there's such small amount, I'm guessing it was just one person in my entire family. Yeah, and this also really, really, really surprised me. I did not think I'd be 1.15 almost percent Indian or Sri Lankan. which is they're pretty unique for me. They're not unique for the rest of the world, considering there's over 1 billion of them. But I did not think I would be South Central Asian. You know, it just never occurred to me that I could have it in me. You know, because I have absolutely no spice tolerance whatsoever. I am as white as this background. You know, maybe even whiter. On to the next one, Western Caucasian, which is Georgia and the Western Russian Caucasus. I may have missed out a few locations, but it's almost about 5%. You know, it's a pretty sizable chunk, 1/20th of my ancestors were from the Western Caucasia region. And on to the last and final one from the Western Mediterranean. So I was about 2% from the Balearic Isles and Corsica and Sardinia. So I don't know which one I'm probably most likely from, considering I have Spain, France and Italian all in me, all over here, right there. Yeah, but I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if I have an end slide either, so I'm not going to click onto the next one. I might do, but that's only after I've finished this recording, because I don't want to mess it all up, you know. So, yeah, that is my ancestry. I obviously tried to make it look more diverse and as interesting as possible, or else I wouldn't get a good video out of it, because I haven't uploaded in, like, ages. I don't plan to upload again in ages. I doubt you missed my content anyway, but yeah, I find this really interesting to think about how some people are such a mongrel race, despite, you know, loads of people having the view that, oh, we're British born, we're we're British born and bred. No, we're not. The British are such a mongrel race. We're made up of so many different categories, it's ethnicities, so many ancestors. We're not alone. There are so many other people who have come and intermingled with our families, so many that we don't even know. You know, it's just an interesting prospect to get your head around. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye. I want to see if it has the next slide. Oh, yes it does. So not bye yet. But anyway, as our mans are saying, they are saying this is much better now, and he is agreeing, because I am so much more diverse than 2% Ashkenazi Jewish and 98%, not 98%, almost 98% British and Irish. Anyway, this is the actual end now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.